everyone, and welcome Studio MDAZ. I'm Debbie, and today we're going to do this darling little pig. So I got the pig at my thrift store, and I just went on Amazon and was able to order the stopper. I didn't even know, because when I got it, I was like, oh, where am I going to find that? But you can buy, I got 20 different sizes on Amazon for $6.99, and it'll be here between 4 and 8 a.m. tomorrow. So, what did we do before Amazon? Seriously, what did I do? I must have been out shopping all the time, because I don't know how I was able to do that. But anyway, thank you for being here, you guys. I'm wearing pink today, and I'm also wearing one of my sisterhood chapters. Yes, I have chapters. This is our Southern California chapter. So if any of our girls are here, you'll be happy that I have it. Hi, Branya. Hi, Diana. Kathy Hess. Patricia Dinglerballs, always one of my first ones here. Hi, Mickey. Lori Wright. Liz Moda. Hi, Susan. Thanks for being here, you guys. It's Thursday. And the reason I am going live today, hi Stacy, hi Janet. Mom and I are flying to Denver tomorrow to spend the weekend with my brother and his family. So speaking of which, what time? I just like, wait, what time does my plane leave? My plane leaves at 12:10. So we got to be done before 12:10 so I can go ahead and get that handled. Hello, Just That Perfect Piece. Thank you for being here, sis. Hi, Pat. The pig is upset. I know. Isn't it so cute? So we're going to do it like for a little girl. Hi, Regina. Regina, I'm sorry. Hi, Mickey. Diana Rutledge, my friend. Hi, Marie. Sufena is here. This has already been sold. I sold it in the auction Sunday night, and Sheila Cooper won it. And so I told her what I was going to do to it. I was planning on doing it the next day, but then decided today to just do it live, because I know everybody wants to know how to do that. These are like hard shapes to do. Pumpkin, you've got the ribs, so you can kind of do it. But when you're talking this and you want it all to jive, it's a little tricky. You can do it, but it's tricky. So I'm going to show you how to do it today. Hi, Susan, Robin Sinclair, Karen Brown, Maria Chapman, look, Maria, Southern Cal. Hi, Louise, Gail Harshbarger, Kelly Geyer. Thank you so much, Liz. We're looking forward to it. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Janet Burgers. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing you need to know is that I went ahead and primed it. You have to prime something like this. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Linda. Hi, Amy. You've been binge watching last year's ornament videos. Oh my gosh, we need to pull those out again. Amy, where are those? Are those in the vault or are they on YouTube? We need to pull those out. Those were some of my most watched videos. I took ornaments from, if this is what you're talking about, I took ornaments from Walmart, just walked up and down their aisles, their Christmas, when they had the Christmas out, and picked up a whole bunch of just little, $1.99 ornaments, and we turned them into really cool things. So I need to do that again. That was fun. So anyway, this was just like a white ceramic, super shiny, super glossy, but you're not going to be able to paint on that. Even though it's already white, you're not going to be able to paint on it and have that paint stick. So you need a bonding primer, something that is going to bond to that gloss and keep anything from chipping off. So I'm using Dixie Belle Bonding Boss. You can buy it on Amazon, and one of our sisters also sells it, and it's under Deborah Booker Designs. So I will put up at the end all the links. There won't be that many today. Oh, Janet, I know. Wasn't it so good? In my sisterhood, we interview a different sister every Wednesday. We call it Wednesday's Women, so we can get to know each other. And one of our ladies is an artist, and I interviewed her on Wednesday, and she gave us all kinds of information and fun stuff. So thank you, Joanne. Hi, Shannon. Yes, get the bonder, Linda. I'm telling you, you will not be sorry. I just ordered my second jar of it. I love it so much. I use it for everything. If you're going to buy any, I buy the clear because it works for everything. So I have got also 1 coat of paint on this, and that's all it took because your bonder actually does your first coat for you also. So this was super easy. Hi, Laurel. Hold on. Hi, Debbie's Bright Ideas. Okay, so let's get started. I am using a pink pencil. Why? Watercolor pencil. Why? Because if I use a regular pencil, it will show right through your pink every time, and it's going to be a nightmare. You want to do the acorns again using Easter egg. Oh, we can do that. I love those. Those were fun. Great idea, Linda. I will do that. So I also want to kind of get a color that matches the tutu. And by the way, the tutu was in great shape, so I'm leaving it alone. I never use one color. I always mix colors. So today I'm going to mix these two together, which I think are just going to be really pretty together. Hi, Tana. I'm using Folk Art Hot Pink Rose. Hot Pink Rose. Well, it's not very hot pink. To me, I pulled another one that is a hot pink. Like, to me, that's hot pink. But, oh well. Okay. So, Hot Pink by Folk Art, Hot Pink Rose by Folk Art, and Cactus Flower. What a pretty name. Cactus Flower by Deco Art. It's like it's got a little bit of a coral in it, but it's also a really pretty pink. So, and it matches the tutu. But I would never just use one color because I don't get enough coverage with just one color. So I always mix two together. Oh, thank you so much, Lenore. Hi, Laurel. I saw you while I was talking. And always use a white. You can use any white. I'm going to use this Nick Pro white. It's really good paint. I bought it on Amazon. I don't find it as good as Deco Art. I'm just going to tell you. It is really good because I love the big containers and it wasn't very expensive. It's called Nick Pro, and you get all these huge bottles. You get, I want to say 14 bottles, every color you can imagine. I use them when I'm in a pinch, and my white base coat got really thick and kind of gunky, so I don't want to use it. Okay, so that's our color palette. That's all we're using today. And how do you start if you want to check something really strange? So I'm going to start right in the center of the tutu to the crown. So I'm going to go right down the center of the opening for the piggy bank. So I'm going to just start right there. And I'm going to do just a little bit at a time. Go down, maybe down to the ear. And I'm just sketching it out. And sketching is like I'm not drawing a straight, I'm not just going straight like this. I'm sketching, hold on, I just sharpened that. Just a little bit at a time. Luckily, I have 2 of these because I knew I would need a backup. And then I'm going to do a little bit more, trying to stay straight. I'm going to do it this way. And go back around again. You guys know the reason we do this is because your eyeball, if you take it all the way around, your eyeball is going to start trailing up or down, and you do not want that. So I just do a little bit at a time. Remember, Billy, don't be a hero. We're just trying to do a little bit at a time. And then by the time I come down here, I am exact. Do you see where I'm at? So on the bottom, the opening is a little bit different. It's farther back, which is interesting. So there's my first line. So now I'm going to work off of that line. And I'm going to, I don't usually measure, I'm not a measuring person, but I think 1-inch checks would be a great size check for this. People say, how do you know what size check you want? I just gauge by the size of the project. Usually I just wing it, but let's just look. I'm just going to do a 1-inch and see what we think of it. So that's about how big those checks will be. I think that's good size, actually. Hello, all my friends. Thank you so much for being here. So I'll use that just to get us started, but then I'm just gonna sketch it. So now I've got her little tutu that I'm just kind of following along, gauging about how far it was before. Do you guys want me to put this up on a Lazy Susan so you're higher? Let's see. That would probably be easier for me too. Then it's above the comments. Ta-da. Especially when I'm painting, I think it makes it so much easier. Yeah, this is where I'm so short though, so now I gotta stand up. But that's okay. That's okay. Oh, I know. I'm very fancy using a pink pencil and everything because trust me, I've had to erase so many times with a regular pencil. It's just not worth it. Like I said, they will show right through. And I'm not worried about stuff like this. Under here, it's under. And if I have to give it a second coat of something to cover it up, whether it's pink or the white, I'm just not worried about it. So, underneath. Okay, so now we've got that. We're gonna do one more, do an inch. Get it off of her crown. I keep saying him, but it's a her for sure. All right, and so on this, I can still gauge by the ear. If I've got right here. So it's just, I mean, nobody is gonna notice, trust me, if you're a little bit off. Nobody. What they will notice is if you've got two checks the same right in a row. That's what they will notice. But they won't notice some of this little stuff. But look at that. By going a little bit at a time, both sides, it works out every time. Okay, so now we've got that part done. Let's move to the back. So let's just do an inch down because that tutu's all the way around and it doesn't matter. We'll just start another inch because it doesn't make any sense to do anything before that because look, the tutu will cover it and I don't want to waste our time. Okay, so now we're really going around and now I'm really going to be careful. A little bit each way. Trust me on this one, you guys. Just a little each way. Unless you are an amazing artist that can just wing everything you do, which some people can. I can't. And I'm using, the tutu is my gauge for how far I should be out. Okay, so this line is coming right to the front of that foot, which is a perfect place. And then on this side, my line is coming, you can see, right to the front of that foot. I didn't have a whole lot of bonder right there. Okay, so then we're gonna take one more. And remember, if I don't say it often enough, you're gonna follow the shape of the project, okay? Follow the shape of the project at all times. Hi, Charlotte. Is that a regular pencil? It is a watercolor pencil. So it doesn't make a bit of difference. This is just a watercolor pencil. Let me go around a little bit this way. So you see, I'm curving. I'm not doing like straight lines because the pig's not straight. You see where that one ended? Right at the back of the foot. So I'm going to curve this back a little bit. Use my eraser. Get rid of that. Okay, we're almost there with the back. Let's go down another inch, which is right on his tail. I'm just going around the tail. Can I use a colored pencil? Could you use a colored pencil? Yeah. These are just watercolor pencils. I just had them sitting here on my desk, so I just grabbed it. Doesn't make a bit of difference. Okay. So now look at how I'm doing his little fanny because it's going to make sense. Oops. A lot of people just kind of go straight across. They would just kind of take this and just go straight across. It's never going to work out like perfect. It'll be fine, but it won't be working perfect. Jerry, oh, you're in Coronado. It's my favorite place. It's where we spend most of our summer. Okay, so I'm going to leave that now. So that's where we're at with the back. So let's go to the front. And an inch takes me right through the center of their ears, which is fine. Let's just go up and over the ear. Up and over. I hate it when I don't have anybody here to help me with comments because I feel so bad that you guys come here and you have questions and I try and catch them. But our moderators, Sue Faina and Mary Zwinger, if they know the answer, they will always help you out. Or I'm always grateful if other watchers, if you know the right answer, if you want to answer questions, if somebody's got something. Most of the time people just want to know, like, I just got here, where'd you get it? Okay, and I'm going to go right down into his feet now. So his feet will be incorporated. Now, when I'm doing a deer, like for Christmas, a deer with long legs, it's almost near impossible. Hi, Micheline. It's almost near impossible to get the body to go with the legs because the legs are so much skinnier than the body. So I usually tell everybody when you're doing something with really long, skinny legs, you're not going to be able to just keep that check going all the way down. I then treat it as like different spaces. So like I would stop here and then treat this as its own entity. And I do that on a deer with his face also. So we'll need to do one of those on here so that you can, okay, hold on. The butt area by back legs is off a little bit and might mess with your design. Check it before painting area. I will. You're not seeing all the comments, Sue? Okay. Patty Espo, well, it can be easy and it can be tricky, but it's amazing what you can do with paint, how you can fudge it. So, okay, so we're just going to do a little bit this way, come a little bit this way, and you see I'm just going right around the shape. And praying I come close. And there's one more here. And then we're going to go back and double check because sometimes when you're going up and under, it gets tricky. Okay, so now I'm literally just showing off with this ruler. If you guys weren't watching, I would never be doing this. I would just be winging it. So I'm trying to pretend like I'm so professional. Now, you might not want a perfect circle like this, but because this pig has that whole circular body, he's chubby, or she's chubby, and so it just works. It doesn't, like this doesn't really work for a deer, and that's why we'll do that. But this technique right here, this would work for just about anything. Make sure we're there. And then I'm going to leave the rest of that face because I'm not sure yet when I do the horizontals how I want that to look. So, well, or the verticals, however you call it. So now I'm going to do right in the dead center again. We're going to start right here in the center. And now we're going to do basically our vertical lines. Karen Brown. The Nutcracker was so fun, and I sold the Nutcracker at my auction. I put a reserve on it, and I did sell it for my reserve. And then I went out in the garage and realized that Bill had thrown, not his fault, I'm sure I told him to, but, well, I'm sure I didn't, but, you know, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. he threw the box away and I need to ship it. And so I put out a post on Facebook Marketplace yesterday. I just said, strange request, if anybody has the Nutcracker box, the Walmart Nutcracker box, I will give you $25 for it. So a lady contacted me and she had it. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited because I had Bill at Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmart trying to find it. So are you guys seeing, like, these are now perfect size checks, and this is going to be so stinking cute. Why am I trying to use this humongous ruler? I don't know. Walmart and Michael's. Oh, have them similar. Okay, awesome. I keep forgetting what I'm doing here. So all I'm doing is just like we did the other way. Now I'm going this way, and I'm going to stop at that ear. So does this make sense? I hope this makes sense to everybody. Oh, I know. I was so grateful. And this lady was so sweet. I said, you know, I'll give you $25. Oh, and bonus, the woman lives about 2 miles from my mom. So mom was going to pick it up. And so I said in the ad that I would pay $25 for the box because I tried to buy the boxes other places and they were a fortune. Because to get the size box I need, and then we were gonna have to ship it like separately. Anyway, so the woman private messaged me this morning and she said, oh, and by the way, please don't worry about the money. I'm happy to just give you my box. And she said, I haven't even started paying my Nutcracker yet. I will, but I haven't even started yet. And so I was like, absolutely not. You know, you deserve some money for that box. So anyway, because now she's not going to be able to store it in the box. But I don't store my Nutcrackers in the box either. So anyway, so sweet. There are still wonderful people out in the world. I'm just going to go ahead and go down so I don't have to keep doing this. I get talking and then I forget what's really the most efficient thing to be doing. It makes sense. Okay, Patty, thank you. And we're going to bling her up. So I think she's going to be super cute. So like I said, if I've got places that I'm not positive of how it's going to work out yet, I just wait till I start painting and then you can see it in your head. Then you're like, okay, now I see where it needs to go. Let me see on this. I might want to do, let me just fix that a little bit. You see where you're coming in, and you see I'm erasing too. I've been doing this for years and years, and you're still going to have erasing. So let me get, that one got a little off. Let me get these a little bit more. Because see, when you get down here, it starts to come in a little bit. So we got to bring it in a little bit. Okay, so we've got our checks looking great. Let's do the buttocks. Okay, and I'm gonna go to there's a little tail right there, but I'm just gonna go to right here for right now. And all I'm doing is following my lines from the other side of the tutu so I can see where the lines need to be. And I'm showing you this. So when you get to stuff like this, you don't panic because anything you do around like this back end, it's gonna look great because nobody cares. But it's gonna look great anyway. Just making sure you don't add an extra line anywhere. And then we're gonna put a mark in every other box. The ham hocks, we'll put a mark in every other box so we know exactly which ones we're painting pink and which ones we are not. Is there another one? Nope. Okay. So, like I said, you're going to have some erasing. Don't worry about it. That's why I do a little bit at a time. And I never go all the way around and just keep going, because you will get off. Just trust me on this one, just do a little at a time. So his butt is going to come to almost like a bullseye in a minute. And I'm okay with that. But I'm only going to go to right here and just see where we land. And then we'll come back and finish off the rest of his booty. Okay, so we've got now the face and the ears. So you can see, here's the line. I'm just going to go up and over. Up and over. If I didn't get enough like paint or bonding right there in that one spot, they make the best beans. Okay, so now this is eyeball. You're just gonna eyeball it, literally to his eyeballs. And there's one in between. I've got one here. Here. I don't really want these to all come to a bullseye in the front. So that's why I just do a little bit at a time, and then I look at it and I go, okay, what makes the most sense on this? I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down because I know I want that. And I know I want the sides coming in the way they are. So this one goes here, this one goes there. This is where it gets tricky, but you can do it. It's almost easier with a deer because their face comes to such a little snout that this is a little bit different. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Okay, we're gonna just start in the middle, and then once we get to both sides, and then we will do what we want to do. Hi, Dee. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a square, any square, and I'm going to do a little mark in every other box. This way I know which ones I'm going to be painting pink. And I'm going to tell you, for your own good, stick close together. Don't go all the way around and do a whole row. You'll get all messed up. Solid color around the nose. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the nose yet. But you see, I'm not getting too far away from myself. I'm not going all the way down the row because you will get messed up. Just stay close so you can keep looking at where you need to be. And I'm not doing a heavy hand on these either. I'm just trying to do it a little bit lighter because remember, pink is really hard to cover up. One here. Do you see, even I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm really having to think through which one I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to go this way, because if there's an issue, it'll be underneath and we don't care, but I don't think there will be. So let's just keep going. And no, and it worked out perfect. So this one's going to go there. You see why I waited till the end? Because if I needed to make an extra row, underneath is where you got to do it, but this one worked out, so I didn't need to do that. And that is just, for the most part, luck. You can, as you're going, you can be counting, but trust me on this, until you get this whole thing, like at least to this point where you've got the center done, nothing makes sense yet. So you're better off to just hold off and then do it all at once like this, and then just test everything. So this is all good. Here's another, and this is where you have the opportunity to double check all your lines and make sure you've got them all there. There's one more here, so that's a good one, and that's a good one. And this is also your second chance to make sure you've got no two together. No two checked, you know, no two marks together. I've seen people do this with Sharpies, and I'm telling you right now, that is a nightmare, because if you make a mistake, you have no way to clean that up. And painting white over a Sharpie is a nightmare. So, okay. Now these, I don't know if I want to, I don't know that I really want to do the face coming in this way. So we're going to start painting the body, and that will throw me into the face and tell me what I want to do. Okay, so double load every time, the white, the dark pink, and the light pink. And now you can see it on my plate. Let me get a little bit more paint on that. And that is going to be such a pretty color. Hi, Ruby. So offload, just like we do with the black. Offload. Line up your, and I'm using a number 4. I think, yeah, I'm using a number 4 Zen brush. We also sell brushes, these kind of brushes. And now it's got such a pretty little light look to it. And it kept that other line from showing. So I'm happy about that. And I don't worry too much. I mean, you can, but I don't worry too much about like which side is going to be darker, because these are just whimsical checks. So they're all going to be a little bit different. And like I said, when we get back to the face, we'll make a decision on the face and the butt, if we want it to come to like a bullseye, or if we want to treat the face in a different, you know, as a different unit than the body, and then we do it straight across. But it's hard to know till you get to that point what you want to do. But this is absolutely how I would do a deer, because the deer snout comes to a point and it's perfect for that. And I'm just going up and over the ear. Look at how sweet already. Did I prime her? Yes. She was primed with Bonding Boss first, and then 1 coat was all it needed of my base coat. I just bought, has anybody used the Fusion paint? I was at a boutique on Tuesday, and they were selling the Fusion paint. So I picked it up. I've tried it before, but I didn't have a lot of luck with it before. So I'm wondering if anybody's had luck with it. But I said to the lady, she said, it's great paint, has incredible coverage. And I said, I don't know about that. And I said, because I haven't had good luck with it in the past. She said, do me a favor, try it again, and then decide. So $28 later, just how much it was. I'll try it again. It's not hard, you guys. I promise. I always say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Seriously. The hardest part is going to be once we get to that face. So for right now, I just avoid it. You know, like it's a bad chore I have to do. You've tried it once and you weren't impressed either, Vicki? Okay. See? I'm trying to think what the color I got was. Victorian Lace is the color I got. So I love the color, but I haven't tried the paint yet. I will. Okay, look at how sweet. Wait till she gets all of her bling and everything on. Used Fusion the other day and loved it. Did she really? Okay. Well, I should have used it today on this, but I wasn't sure. So if you missed it, I will not be live Saturday. That's why I'm live today. Mom and I are flying to Denver tomorrow to spend just a few days with my brother and his kids and his grandkids. So there's two babies that I've never even seen yet, so I'm not worried about that. I would have taped it off, but I'm putting bling over this tutu part, so I'm not worried about getting anything on it, but you could always put something on it. Hi, Peggy. Watching you instead of housework, Sandra. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, that's how I was yesterday. I had so much to get done, and I don't know why I did it, but I started on an online like slot machine. Oh my gosh. 2 hours later, what a time stealer. 2 hours later, Bill came in my office and he said, "Are you working?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm working." "Why?" He goes, "It doesn't sound like you're working," because oh, I forgot, it's going ding 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 ding. So I was busted. You haven't been impressed with Fusion on checks. Okay, yeah, because when you're doing checks, it's got to be a one and done. That's what I wanted to say too. And that is the reason why I use different paints all together, because you have a better chance of getting a one and done. For instance, let me show you right now. Whoops, let's wipe that off. If I were to only use one color, let's just take this medium pink. Well, that's a bad example because that's great paint. Look at that. But generally, you're not going to get that kind of coverage. I'm telling you. Which one was that? Let me see which paint that was, because that is great paint. Is that the folk art? I'm going to be shocked if it is. No, it's the deco art. Yes, I am so in love with deco art versus, yes, Stephanie, I do. I do love slots. But I always say it's because it's the only thing I do that will take me completely away. Like, you know, everybody's got something. A lot of people like to shop. I don't love to shop. Well, I like to shop for projects and stuff like that, but in thrift shopping, but I don't love to like go clothes shopping or anything. And so, I don't know. It's just when I get into a casino or when I'm playing it online, I'm able to just forget about every single thing that's going on. Okay, look how sweet. And I do like that I measured because, I mean, now we know we are extremely consistent in the size of our checks. Yep, Deco Art is amazing paint. All right, again, I want to stay away from the face still. And let's just keep moving this way. Let's try the Deco Art or the folk art by itself and see what we think of that. I'm trying to hold her where I can. Try and get my fingers. Okay, let me get a little bit more white on that one. I didn't have enough on it. But you can see this is covering up all my lines. So I don't have to go back over anything. It's a one and done. All right, let me clean that off. And let's just try the folk art on its own and see. Okay, interesting. Not as opaque, unless I press really hard, but still not as opaque as the Deco Art. Look at that. So, yeah, I'm a huge Deco Art fan. You missed one next to the tutu. I saw it. I'll go back and grab it. And the critical thing, you know, for your checks is to offload first in the center. And we're going to go back over the checks with just one white kind of streak at the end. And that is also going to make a big difference in how everything looks. I'm glad we did the bigger checks though, because it goes a lot faster. Normally, a half-inch check is my go-to. Do you load your brush on one side? I'm loading it, okay, so I'm dipping into my white, flipping it all the way over, grabbing the pink, and then grabbing the dark pink. So I've got all three colors on my brush right now, and then wipe it on my plate one time, offload in the center, and then I just lay my brush on the line, because these are flat and firm brushes. Lay my brush right on the line. and it just stays right there. And I use the brush to do all the work for me. So all I'm doing is pushing or pulling that brush. So white on one side, and then I do the two other colors on the other side. You can do it however you want. This is just how I did it. Could this piggy, I know, isn't it, darling? But you see, like this one right here, it's darker than the others. So when I go back and do a white, like just a streak over each one, then they'll all become uniform. Now, if you're doing like, Mackenzie Child has their other design called parchment, and that's where you do a number of different colors together. Like the checks are all kind of different and they're more tan. That's when you want different like tones and textures, but I don't want it on this. Again, not worried about the tutu because I'm covering it in Bling. Okay, so we've got that done. And now we come to the butt, which I'm okay with the way it is now. So look at how the butt looks. This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna start on that back. It goes pretty fast. It really does. Oh, we don't have marks in those yet. So let's see, if I've got one there, this would be the opposite. So we're gonna go here, here. Don't ever think you can do this without marking a box, because you can't, I can't. It's, you will get messed up at some point, especially because, see, I just did, especially because of the way everything's coming in together, it does get confusing. Let's start there. So sorry if I'm missing your comments. I really do need to have somebody here with me when, especially when I'm doing something like this, I'm standing up because it's really hard for me to, but if I wasn't so stinking short, this wouldn't be such a problem. So Mary Swinger is going to be doing a post at some point today or tomorrow, I'm not sure when, but we now have an affiliate link for Ming Fabrics. That is all of the designer fabrics, and I have the sample pack with me that I will show you today. Somebody remind me. I want you to see the fabrics you can get. So if you don't follow me religiously, as you should, then you probably aren't aware, but we do a lot of designer fabric like Louis Vuitton, Chanel. We make all kinds of stuff with it. We're not by any means trying to pretend like we're selling the real thing. We are just making things with the fabric that's incredible. And so now we have an affiliate link, and not only that, we have a discount for you all. And so that's exciting, and that's not something they really do. So we are grateful to be, I believe we are their very first affiliate, or one of their first, which is fun. So we'll be posting all the information, and we'll probably have pictures of all the different fabrics, but I will hold them all up because I got a sample pack. Do you see why I stopped though? I need to look at it. You can see what the checks are doing, but when you paint it, it looks totally different. So that's why I just do a little bit at a time. I know, isn't it exciting, Mildred? We are so happy. I was so grateful. Mary just reached out to them and they're like, yeah, great. Although they did text me this morning to make sure Mary was on the up and up. Because lately I am so frustrated. I had not just one, but all of my bank accounts with Wells Fargo hacked. And I'm so disgusted with it right now. Although they did put all the money back, somebody was able to get over $5,000. And not that I keep like $5,000 laying around, but I just happen to have about $5,000 in my accounts, and they got most of it. And so I just don't understand. So I've been reading up on it. How are they doing this? And they are now able to duplicate your card identical. So maybe you go somewhere and they snap a picture of your card, and then they're able to recreate that card. These, criminals, if they would put their effort into real jobs, we could be saving the world. But, instead they're doing this. Yeah, every one of them. So when I called Wells Fargo and I said, hey, this has got to be an inside job because it's every one of my accounts. That's too coincidental. Well, no, we haven't had any problems. Really? So I'm still fighting to make sure that, but in the meantime, you know what a pain in the neck it is? I had to shut down all of my accounts, including my business account, shut everything down. And I mean, my card, my debit cards and everything, shut it all down. And now I have to wait to get all new ones. And we're traveling this weekend. So I was like, Mom, bring plenty of cash. Crazy. But thank God they did give the money back. That took a couple days of me like panicking. But man, it's just so frustrating that your whole life, it's like when you get something stolen and you have to change all of your credit cards and then remember who all has it. So I just signed up for this company called Aura. It's online. It's $9.99 a month. And that way it tells you, like, it tells you if your card is in a leak, or it had all kinds of, protection. So I'm doing that. Hopefully that'll work, but I'm just sick of it. I know, those scammers, like, really? I mean, these gotta be really smart people. Or just like criminal minds. I don't know, just crazy. But if you use a decent brush that's short, fat, flat, and firm, you're not gonna have any problems with your checks. And if you have an unsteady hand, I get it, because every once in a while I get this weird jerk in my hand, and then all I do, if I go over the lines of my check and it's like obvious, then like right here, I'll just make that line just a little bit bigger, make the check just a little bit bigger. Nobody will ever notice, and you're good to go again. So now I can do his feet. And then look how nice that played out all the way down. Okay, let's do the other side. Oh, I guess we already did. You use traveler's checks on vacation? Yeah. Experian is another great one to have. Isn't that the credit card? No, credit check, Experian. Okay, again, I'm still not sure because I want my butt to match the face. So let's just see. And by the way, the other reason why you want to prime it and then base coat it is so that if you make a mistake, you have touch-up paint. If you put the clear Bonding Boss on here, which I could have, and then not painted it at all, I would still be running a risk of, sometimes the primer grabs paint different than a regular base coat would. So while you were having surgery, Debbie Harris, so was that a hospital job? Sounds like. It is just so frustrating. But do you see, when I was outlining the checks with just my pencil, it's really, really hard to gauge what it's going to look like. So that's why I start painting. Look how close we are in the color, though. I start painting it first, and then I go back and figure out the critical areas. Okay, so right now, I really am okay with it all coming to the snout because I think it's going to be cute. So let's just keep going with it. And I just saw that there should be another line right there. So I'm going to have to fudge a little bit. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So underneath that ear, there was another line. I had treated it like this is all one big check. Oh gosh, but it's not. So now I'm going to show you why, had I done this in magic marker, I would want to shoot myself right now. But since I did it in pencil, but now you can see I would have two checks in the same place. So now I've got to forget about all of these. I got to forget about these now. And I'm going to get rid of as many as I can. And you'll see what we'll do at the bottom. If we have to fudge an extra one, but this is my fault. I didn't see that extra check in there. And this is where it was. So don't get frustrated, because you see, it's tricky. And when you buy something from somebody that this is done, you know, the checks are already done for you, I would just be grateful, because it can be tough, but you're going to be doing, I mean, this isn't something you're going to be doing all the time, are these crazy weird shapes. Because we've done ornaments and finials and stuff like that that have weird shapes, but not this weird and this big. All right, so we're going to decide what we're going to do with the snout in a minute. But in the meantime, we've got to keep going with our new check spaces. Oh yeah, she's super cute. I'll try not to. You had to erase your checks on a tray. Yeah, it is so frustrating. But I never recommend doing it in marker, ever. I have taught thousands of people how to do checks, and I'll bet you I erase almost every single time. There's something that I've got to fix. Unless you're just on a straight pattern. But oh yes, I love her little face like this. But I couldn't tell with the checks the way they were, just, you know, drawn on. Nothing is better than doing a one and done check. Like, then I don't have to worry about it again. The only thing I have to worry about is going back and erasing those little spots. Okay, but somehow God's shining down on me, because look, I got right back in. So now I'm right again. How? I don't know, you guys. It's a miracle. It is a Christmas pig miracle. But somehow, some way, oh man, I'm right back on track. I don't know how that worked. I wish I could tell you how that worked. But honestly, the only thing I can think is I missed another one somewhere else, and I haven't even done it yet. And so that's how it worked. She needs to live in, baby. Aw, I know this was sold at my auction. One of our sisters, Sheila Cooper, ended up winning it. And she was so sweet. She bought it like basically sight unseen. She had no idea what it was going to look like, because I didn't have it done yet. Look at this. This is when you just go play the lottery or something, because I don't know how that worked. I would love to say I planned it, but I certainly did not, because you can see my surprise. But I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. Only when pigs fly is a miracle. Yeah, you love the royal check. How would you decorate instead of the tutu? Well, the tutu came with. I don't know that I would have put the tutu on it if it didn't come with. But with the royal blue, we've done them before. And honestly, the only thing I think I would ever do would just be to do the blue and white checks and a crown. And that's probably about it. If you're going to do for a boy, it would be super cute. And just do like a manly crown. which those crowns you can buy on Amazon, Etsy. I buy a lot of crowns on Etsy. So you just got to look around for them. My husband had his card hacked by a parking garage in Germany. Really? Oh, man. I know. I should just be grateful that it isn't worse, and I've already got my money back. But I don't think I would have if I didn't put up as much of a stink as I did. And I'm sure they didn't appreciate me accusing them of it being on them, but it kind of is. I really do think it is. But I went online to see, is there a, here's where it was right there. You can see where it was. Okay, so look, so I'm on this check, and there should be another line right there, but it didn't go all the way over. So there is where that other line was. And that just pulled together, and now all I have to do is erase that. And look how sweet that came out. One of them isn't close enough yet. Oh, it's this one. We still need a couple. I didn't get all the way down to the snout. What are you guys thinking on the snout? Solid pink? Because I think it could handle. Your card bought hundreds of dollars worth of chicken wings in another state. Oh, Papa John's was one of them. Papa John's in Minnesota was one of the charges, and my business account was all Uber, which tells me I'm using my business account on my Uber account. So I just, it's just a pain in the neck. I just have to delete everything. So I don't trust anybody anymore. I really don't. I just feel like, my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at his cute face. I still missed one right there. The only way I can see it is in the camera. Okay, now did I get them all? Yes. Okay, pink. Everybody's saying just pink. Let's try it. Let's see if it needs like a darker pink or a lighter pink. Let's just see. Let's try our regular pink first. Doesn't a pig have a black snout? They probably do, but I've got to redo it. Oh yeah, that's cute. I've got to redo it eyes. You know what? I wonder if pink polka dots, like white polka dots on the ears and on the snout would be cute for this. So on this, what I want you to remember is, okay, let's see. These all go right into the snout. Okay. You can fix anything. You can fudge it. You can move your lines. You can erase. But if you start out with a Sharpie, you can't do anything. And you're gonna be really mad at yourself. I'm gonna be even more mad at myself if I break it. Because this sucker's already sold. And the other key to these is obviously if they come ceramic and shiny, you have to use a bonding primer. If the tutu wasn't on it, I could have, used spray paint, but not with the tutu. It'd be too much to, oh my goodness. I want cute eyes too. So, okay, so where are we at? I kind of feel like the snout needs to be a little bit darker. You had a water taxi in Venice charge you $2,900. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would make me sick to my stomach. Let's just see if it needs to be a little bit darker to match the ears a little bit better. Yes, look. Isn't that crazy? What a difference. It's so funny. I can hear Louie. He knows, my dog, when I'm done working, because I always say bye, and then he runs in here every single time I go live. I just heard him, like he gets mad because he heard me talk and then stop for a minute, And then he makes this sigh like he's mad at me because he thought it was time for me to be done. But he sits right outside my office and waits for me to say bye. Yeah, that looks so much better. Okay, you jumped on late. Where did I get the adorable pig? I got it at my thrift store, but they can be found in a number of places. So Mary said, what did you say, Mary? Walmart and, no, I don't know what you said. I think you said Walmart and Michael's. But I would say you can always find these at, okay, so now I'm on the top of the ear and I'm on the ear over here so I can see. All right, so look at how this one goes. This check right here, it's got to climb up the ear and connect because every spot has to touch. And even though it looks weird, it doesn't. It would look weirder if we had nothing there. So we're going to have to do the same thing over here. So this comes all the way up to here. It's really not hard, you guys. It just takes, you know, you just got to really look at it. Your mom and dad had a pearl company in Japan. Oh my gosh. 140,000. Well, nobody would get too far with me on that because I would never have that kind of money, but oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just, oh, it's like, so all the time that I don't have right now, I've got to spend like today on the phone with the bank. Okay, so everything's touching, so we're good. Let's get the feet finished up. So now do you see why I do the bulk first and then I go back and kind of fix what needs fixing? Otherwise, it's too hard to your eyeballs to take in this whole project all at once. And anywhere where there's an opening, you've got to have a check. So that, rather than just keep drawing them, just keep looking for your openings and then throw a check in there. Even if they seem like weird shapes, it's okay. Your eye takes in the whole thing as a whole, not per check. So that's what most people get so nervous about is, oh, my checks aren't perfect. That check wasn't straight. It's okay. It really is, because they're taking in the whole effect. All right, let's finish up the booty. Or the lamb chop. What did you call them? The ham hocks? That seems like an awful big, these feel like awful big checks for the booty. But if I do one more line, they're too small. So I think I'd rather have them a little bit big than a little bit small. On touch up, then you do painting, Sue? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm just coming straight down here, but you can see it's all going to come to like a bullseye. But at least now the face and the butt will match. Not that that's everybody's goal in life is to make your butt and your face match, but okay. Let's see, there's one there. Okay, and then there's one right here. You gotta follow. That comes all the way down. Okay, so as long as these two angles match, it'll be okay. I might need to adjust that one. One has kind of a funky angle. There's nothing more gratifying though, is getting one of these done and just being like, okay, I did it, I did it, I did it. All right, so now I'm just gonna come in a little bit. Let me look at this. We can come, let's just try it. We can come straight across. No, I don't like that. Okay, hold on. This is where you start figuring out what your style is, what your taste is on these things. But I don't like that. I'm using a baby wipe. Let's see how much I can get off. Oh, I got it quick enough. So I think what I'm gonna do is, rather than put in another line, we're gonna do the tail and this little area in that dark pink. And then we will be good to go. I'll go back and finish the bottom later on because I need something to hold on to. That's still, wait, when we get that, then it'll all make sense. Okay. Does this seem easier or harder than you guys were thinking? I'm hoping that it took some of the fear out of it, because you've got plenty of ways to fudge it, but you've also got plenty of ways to make it work from the get-go. Oops. Okay, so that's how he sits. It still looks cute, and now the back matches the front. So happy about that. I still need to erase some places, but look how sweet. It's something that would be so cute in any little girl's room. Okay, so now I'm going to do one more thing. First of all, I want to see if we want the snout and the ears polka dot. I think we do. Oh yeah. And I'm just using the bottom of my brush because it makes the best size polka dotter when you just need little polka dots. Super cute. And a new bag. The girl walked you through everything on their app. Hold on, now I need to know what you're saying, Debbie Harris. You wrote a thank you note to corporate. Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll take good care of you from now on. You can hear Bill just got home. Oh, I gotta get his, look at, I gotta get a little bit underneath there where my hand wiped that paint off. The only problem with doing these live is because I have to keep touching it. Otherwise, I would have let a section dry at a time, but I don't really have that liberty. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, and now I'm going to take another brush, and I'm gonna take just a small little shader brush. Let me see what I've got. I don't need it too big, something like this. Just anything like that, just a, you know, this old brush. And I'm gonna dip in the white, but I'm gonna wipe it all right back off on my plate because I want a dry brush. And so I'm gonna do one white line. And what that's gonna do, look at that. It just gives it some uniform for everything and gives it just such a cute, kind of a textured look. And you wanna make sure, I don't know, I shouldn't say you wanna make sure. Not everybody goes in one direction. I do. If I start going one way, then I finish the whole thing that same way. I think it just softens it. This is why we do it with the black and white checks on the black. It softens it. It makes everything uniform. So your eye's not just seeing one thing in particular. And not everybody likes this, so it's you do you. If you don't like it, don't do it. It's like, doctor, it hurts when I breathe. We'll stop breathing. I can't believe it's Labor Day. Anybody have any great plans? You love the polka dots on the ears. Okay, good. I was hoping you guys would. Can I make the tail look like a curly tail? Those rose flowers you paint. Yeah, because it looks, does it look solid? It probably does. Okay, hold on. All right, so there it is right there. It does kind of look like something a little obscene. So I'm going to just go with just some white, and we're just gonna do like some commas. And now he's got his little tail, but it could also be like a little rose, but it does look more like a tail. So that was a good idea. And I'm doing the white everywhere back here. Trying to keep this out of the way. Does Miss Piggy needs a name. Maybe it's Miss Piggy. Okay, and then let's do polka dots on this weird area right here. And I will, when we're all done, I'll go back and finish the bottom and the back of the legs. Do one more. Yeah, super cute, super cute. Hold on, Janet, you're leaving on a cruise on Labor Day? Oh, nice. Is it like a husband cruise? It's gorgeous on the east side. Where are you? Sheila, I know. Sheila Cooper's the one who got her at the auction, and she's right there. So Sheila, I thought it'd be fun to just do her live today so everybody could see how to do her. So let's dry it. But before we do anything, we need to erase anywhere where I've got, crap, I just touched that. There it goes. Remember where I made some lines because I was off a little bit. You got to get all those erased before you seal it. Nothing makes me madder than when I'm sealing and all of a sudden I see some pencil lines. Okay, and then we need his eyeballs, her eyeballs to be, oh, Julie, I'm so glad. Okay, great. Yeah, this is the pink checks. These are, I mean, you can use any color pinks that you want, but these are really pretty together. And it is the Folk Art Hot Pink Rose. And what was the other one, you guys? Folk Art Hot Pink Rose, which makes no sense to me, but that's what they're calling it. And this is, oh, Cactus Flower. Such a pretty color. So you're getting a little bit of the baby pink, but with a little bit of the coral. So I feel like these need to be black. Yes. Okay. That was good. Happy about that. Now I'm a wreck that Sheila's watching. Now I'll be nervous, Sheila. Okay, let's dry it, and then we're going to seal it, and then we're going to bling him up. Her. Piper. Oh, I love that name. Piper. My great niece is Poppy. Her name is Poppy, and I think it's such a cute name. Your husband's going to the Bahamas? Oh my gosh. Small fake lashes. Okay, yes, Kimberly, we'll definitely do lashes. I love that idea. I didn't even think about it. Polly, and I have a niece named Polly. I love that name too. But do you see, my checks aren't perfect, but when you look at the whole thing, nobody's looking at it and going, wow, that check is a little bit bigger than the other ones. the polka dots that take a hot minute to dry. Paisley, that's cute. Almost. Can you define the ears with a stripe of gold on the outer edges? Maybe. This polka dot's still a little wet, so I'm just going to avoid those. Do you guys think it needs it? I have a gold glass pen. You bought the Nick Pro Metallic Gold. It's really pretty. Okay, good. Piper's your dog's name. All right, let's just try it. Oh no, that's yellow. I don't like that at all. Okay, hold on. Let me try this gold. I mean, it's got merit. I can see what you're saying. And it is much easier said than done. Man, it is hard to go around that little thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that it did a whole lot, but in person, it looks better with the gold, honestly, than it does without it. But on the screen, it looked like it didn't do anything, but it kind of did. Okay, yeah. Trust me on this one. You guys will just have to trust me on this one. That was a good idea. It just gave it a little bit more oomph. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but in person, I'll put another coat on it, but in person, it's good. Okay, I know everybody hates this. Her nose is so cute, isn't it? No, honestly, the gold in person is really good. Hard to tell. Hi, Cynthia. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, she's completely dry. Let's use the Liquitex. This is what I'm using for my sealer, Liquitex High Gloss. Liquitex has a gloss and a high gloss. I much prefer the high gloss, but I like everything super duper shiny. So if you don't want it that shiny, Petunia, that's cute. Petunia the pig. That probably makes the most sense. And that's what I have in this little container is Liquitex. Okay, let's get it sealed. I'm just gonna do not the back feet because I've still got to finish that foot, but I just didn't want to waste time. You guys have already seen enough. And I'm fine. I have to check in on my flight at 12:10. That shine makes all the difference, doesn't it? Look at that. Compared to that, all the difference in the world. Eyelashes, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it after I do the sealer. Then we'll put all the bling and eyelashes and everything on. Sheila Cooper, let us know, is this going to a granddaughter, a daughter? Who is this for, or is it just for you? Yeah, look at when it's shiny. It's just a whole different world. But I promise we will do a deer for Christmas at some point in the not too distant future. So you can see the difference in having something short and chubby like this versus, you know, something more tall and skinny. Look at that. Okay, now she looks done. Let me get that dry, and then we're gonna start with the bling. Oops, I missed a spot. Ah, her eyeball ran a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Deb. I know, she's really cute, isn't she? An earring. That's funny. At least it wasn't a snout ring. Yeah, the gold on the ears, honestly, I know you can barely see it, but it really looks super cute. Oh, and look at how that just fluffed up all the tutu. Oh, cute. It really did. Okay, so let me grab my eyelashes, which are right here. Yeah, I think I'll just take, I do have more than this. Don't anybody feel sorry for me, but I think what I'll do is take this one and cut it in half because she just has little bitty space. Okay, and I'm so bad at these, I never know how they're supposed to go. Penny Pig. Am I gonna put rhinestones? Oh yeah, we still got all of our blinging to do. Let's see, how does this work? It goes this way. I've had on eyelashes twice, and I had the same person do them for me both times. No, I guess 3 times, because Nicole did them for me once. Oh, so cute. Hold on, wait till you see. I gotta get that to dry for a second, so they'll stay up. Hold on. Look. That is darling. Sheila, I missed if you told us who it's going to. I missed it. Penny Lane. Let me just try. I better do it the same way. My hand is shaking. Oops, wrong way. See? Try and keep them moving up till they're dry. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, I love the name Pearl. Pearl, that is such a cute name. But then we'd have to put pearls all over her, which I have, but I was thinking she needs bling. Okay, so let's start with the bling. So what I have, your niece that is due in January. Oh, what a great gift, Sheila. Okay, look. So this is going on both sides of the tutu, I think, if there's enough room. Because I want that tutu to stand up straight like that. So yeah, we're gonna put it on both sides. And let's see, what else do we need? We definitely need a big, nice piece of bling right there in that center. Let me see what I've got that would work. I want to see, do I want white or do I want like bling? It needs something like that, but in gold. I need to take a minute and be able to go through all my stuff, but I'm definitely gonna do something there. Do I have a Chanel? Let's see if we have something Chanel. I do, but it's big. I have a Louis Vuitton. I think it just needs like a piece of bling. Yeah. I'll have to find something, but I will do that. All right, so I'm just going to use B7000, And I'm going to do it on the back side of the tutu and the front of that tutu. So it's going to have plenty of bling. And it will also help hold this tutu up, which that was just like an added bonus. And you definitely, I tried using a fabric glue to do some, I'm gonna leave some extra there. I tried to use a fabric glue to glue some bling on something the other day. And at first I was like, oh, this is amazing. It went down really easy, but it didn't stick. Bling across the bottom of the crown, yes, for sure. But it didn't stick. And so I had to take it off. And when I took it off, it peeled some paint away. So the best thing I have found for bling is never hot glue, but the B7000 and E6000, something like that, I always think is good. There's already bling there. You probably can't see it, but it's pink and I don't like it. So yeah, I need to put something different there. This bling is amazing. This is the 5mm. The 5mm gold AB rhinestone ribbon trim from Amazon. And I will give you the link for this. And when you're on that link, you'll see it in all different sizes. You can get silver, or you can get gold AB, or you can just get plain, just gold without the, you know, the, all the different colors running through it if you just want it more plain gold. I'll put up these nipper link also because these are the best things ever. Okay, so look at that. So cute. Okay, and like I said, I was able to find the stopper since the stopper was missing when I bought it. I was able to find the stopper on Amazon, and you get 20 of them, all different sizes, for $6.99, which was a smoking deal. So, okay, yes, we're gonna put the smaller one all the way around. Perfect. Also, just make sure that you've sealed it and you're completely done before you do the bling. Otherwise, you might have a little mess on your hands. So I always seal it first and then do my blinging, but it's hard because the blinging is my favorite part of the whole process. And I want to get to it right away. Okay, let's see, right about there. This one I'm putting on right now is the let me see. This is the 2.5, I think. It says 3, but maybe it is. Maybe I wrote, hold on, here's a 2.5. Let me just look. Huh, they look awful close, but it could be the same. So, okay. Ta-da. So I just have to find a piece of bling. Michelle, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, if you guys would share me out, that's like the biggest blessing. Because that way other people find me that didn't know me. Okay, what about this little CC? Oh, that's pretty cute. Let me get my, oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I love him. Her. Hardly a he. Sheila, I'll try and get him in the mail. Her. Oh, I keep saying he. I'll get her in the mail today for you, too. Thank you, Kim. Okay. What do you guys think? Let me turn around and look at it. Oh, for sure. Anytime you have a chance to put Chanel on anything, do it. So I'm gonna do a little Chanel, or a little B7000, and a couple tiny hits of hot glue for the temporary hold. But the B7000 should hold it. Okay, and then I think what we need is, yeah, isn't that so cute? Let's see, I do think we need probably, yes, because look, you can barely see these. So I'm going to put these diamonds on there. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to put these on with a dot of B7000. So I'm going to go right over, there's like a little pink diamond on them right now, but you can barely see it, and it's not even like shiny. Let me get my tweezers. Thank you, Debbie. I know, isn't she cute? She was one of the very last items at the auction. These might be too bulky. Hold on. You know, it's because the diamonds have that weird shape. They're like circles and they're sticking out, the ones that are already on there. Okay, that's not gonna hold. So I'm gonna have to come up with another plan for that. But, so, any questions about this now? I'm hoping this answers some questions about not flipping out on how to do a weird shape, because you can do it. You can start out perfect, and then almost every time you have to kind of fudge a little bit, and it's okay to fudge. Nobody would ever know that we have fudged anywhere on this, because she looks the same. You're just taking in the whole picture, and she looks the same everywhere. Oh, thank you. So, I like, Piper was super cute, but we'll let Sheila name her. But she had a couple of different options for names. But yeah, she's perfect. And Sheila, congratulations, and thank you so much for bidding on her and winning. And I could use that black Swarovski. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Oh, stickles, Eileen, that's a great idea. Paint them, hold, and put stickles on top. Yeah. Earrings? I don't think so. I think we've got enough going on. Hi, Penelope. Okay, everybody. So I won't see you Saturday. Everybody, I hope you have a great weekend, great Labor Day weekend. Be safe, and thank you. Mom and I are going together, so we'll have a great time. We haven't traveled, just the two of us, in a long time. So everybody, prayers for our husbands, because we're leaving our husbands home alone for 2 days, and both of us are a little nervous about that. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. And can I sprinkle some rhinestones in her tutu? Maybe. You guys are funny. All right, I will see you all next week. I'll be back next week, Thursday and Saturday next week. So I'll be back to studio 2 times. And for my sisterhood, I'll see you all on Monday, unless Mom and I pop in, which we might on Saturday, because we're going to a really cool place that we go to every year when we're in Parker, Colorado. And I think that it would be a fun place to go live with you guys, so I might do that. All right, talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye.